There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Monday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day from this, somewhere I've got a little Irish in me, they tell me. So good morning to everyone. We got a little bit of breaking news here this morning, just underway. Some major sports action for sure, a little bit of a bonus on this St. Patrick's Day Monday. They've just teed off in the 3-hole aggregate playoff at the Players Championship. JJ Spaun and, a man named Rory McIlroy. McIlroy looks like he may have the upper hand here on the first hole as Spaun hit into the rough. He hit into the bunker. Now he's short on the green. And, Rory's on in 2 and putting here for Bird to get things started at the Players Championship 3-hole aggregate playoff. And the legend, Rory, getting the upper hand here so far on hole number 1. Got to play 3 holes, and we'll see. We'll hopefully have that one done while we're here on the air. The 4-hour rain delay obviously was a big factor yesterday. As McIlroy tied Spaun, basically forcing this playoff. McIlroy had that eagle. He had those 4 birdies, eventually took a lead. Spaun had a chance to win it with a putt on 18 yesterday, and here he is out here with his sunglasses. Looks a little early for Spaun right now. We'll see if Rory can get this going. You might find some betting action. Rory came into this about $1.60 or so favorite here now to beat Spaun, who's only won once on tour at the Valero Open back in, I think, was 22. And we know Rory, he's got a few wins here. So just underway. If you're looking for a little exciting sports action here, we're getting ready to watch Rory line up this putt. Late last night, Las Vegas here. Josh Berry caught Daniel Suarez with 19 laps left and went on to win his first race of his career here in Las Vegas. Christopher Bell, the man who had won 3 in a row, had a little rugged start with his engine repairs, had to start at the back of the pack and wasn't going to be a factor as his winning streak came to an end. Oh, by the way, NCAA tournament. We got our teams, we've got our brackets, we've got those other tournaments too. Some teams saying, we're okay. We'll just wrap up their season. I guess there's no money in the NIT at this point, but there will be once the NCAA swallows up the NIT and expands the tournament in a couple of years. But for right now, some of the teams will still accept bids if they want to keep their season going. You think, with these NILs, one more chance to earn a little money, maybe showcase a little talent. Maybe some of these teams want to make coaching changes and get on with it. We've seen some coaching changes here so far this weekend, especially here in Las Vegas. We've gone through another coach at UNLV trying to find the answers here. You get all these sports with a lot of success. You'd think UNLV, with as much history as they have, could get something rolling here, but that hasn't been the case. Anyway, Auburn, Houston, Duke, Florida, your number 1 seed, St. John's, Tennessee, Alabama, and Sparty. Number 2 seeds, great mid-level matchups, 8, 9, 7, 10s, Louisville, Creighton, Mississippi State, and Baylor, Gonzaga, and Georgia. Gonzaga, if they're going to go to the Sweet 16 this time, they'll have to get by a team called Houston. So we'll see if Gonzaga can keep that streak going here. Also, UCLA and Utah State, Kansas and Arkansas as well. The games I'm looking forward to, of course, San Diego State and North Carolina in the play-in game in Dayton on Tuesday. San Diego State, that was a surprising 11 seed for San Diego State. They actually were the worst team qualified. Carolina, sure, they've got the 1-12 record in quad one games, but San Diego State, I think by the metrics, were the worst team in. Nonetheless, they'll play the next worst team in, I guess, with North Carolina and that controversy there, leaving a team like West Virginia out. I think all the bracketologists agree a mistake was made by the committee. But again, you got the guy showing up yesterday. You can't apparently search the man Bubba Cunningham's name on ESPN right now, but he was wearing a light blue tie, and they kick him out of the room when we talk about North Carolina. But still, nonetheless, Carolina in. Can't have a tournament without Carolina, I guess. But also, I'm interested in UCSD and Michigan. The Tritons play Thursday after their record-setting season. Everyone's taking UCSD, it seems like. But man, just a 2.5 point dog, and they're taking the action against Michigan. What do you mean? UCSD could have won the Big Ten tournament. I don't know how this works out, but also have some great other first-round games. St. Mary's and Vandy, Memphis and Grand Canyon, or Maryland and Grand Canyon, Memphis and Colorado State. So Rory does take a one-stroke lead with his birdie here on the first playoff hole. Let me say hello to some folks and get the show going here. We know what this week is all about. The madness, the true madness here begins. And let's see who was here to get us rolling. It was Kiadra blasting off here. Thank you for everything, Kiadra. Welcome here, Billy Ho. Today, showing his emoji strength, Robert McCormick as well. Here is my right-hand man. He's my Ed McMahon, Thomas Lewis. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. I just don't say that every day out of repetition. I'm trying to find other sports betting channels that seem to be growing as fast as us. See some other nice shows out there, though. Starting up, Trevor here. I think he's Waves. Oh, Robert's gift couldn't give anymore, but we thank him for that great streak there. And Joe W., thank you for being here today. Blue.od.odi, good morning. And Gerardo here. Well, my Tijuana show those Gerardo embarrassed themselves last night with those two quick goals by Pachuca. Ended up getting routed. This team near the bottom right now. Not a great season for Tijuana, but my San Diego team this weekend did okay. Soccer, we're taking a day off pretty much in soccer today, but certainly some exciting action yesterday. How about Newcastle? I think, like I said, there are a lot of people that still want to make fun of the Caribou Cup. I don't think Newcastle's making fun of the Caribou Cup. They are happy to collect a trophy with that win over Liverpool. Make no mistake. Let them celebrate. And yeah, the Caribou Cup, it's not the FA Cup, okay? Let's get real here. But anyway, Newcastle, great job, great games this weekend. I thought in the EPL with Everton and West Ham, that draw. Forest was able to collect a winner there. City and Brighton with that tie with Holland on that penalty shot this weekend. And Wolves over Southampton. Man, poor Southampton. What a terrible season, just overmatched this year. And United, the 3-0 win over Leicester. And a shot here on by Rory here on 17. He's safely on, so looking good. Just want to make sure on this hole, right? that you get it right here, and it looks like Spawn's going to have to go for it, man. This might be the hole here, but all right, let's say hello to a few more here with Billy talking a little action here. I was on McEnroe was on McElroy was on my card this week. Sometimes I've got some favorites in there, so I'm going to be able to pull off a profit here. Could have done some hedging here and say, make sure I paid my tickets for my tickets this week, but it was so negligible that I'm just riding here with Rory a little bit. But Spawn, you could be a big fan of him. You kind of love these Monday playoffs when you get the superstar against the guy who hasn't done much in his career, right? Kind of reminds me of when Tiger went up against Rocco Mediate. Remember that famous duel on a Monday at the U.S. Open? And I'm watching here. Spawn has dumped his shot into the water. So that's probably going to do it here for this tournament. You could feel it coming. And Rory gives a confident walk right behind Spawn here to. They're saying, where is it? I'm pretty sure I saw it dump into the water, right, guys? There. All right, a few more comments. Just a blow up here by Spawn. Just too bad here. Gonna take one more look at it here, but I'm sure it went in the water here. We clunked it right into the water, overshot the green. All right, too bad. We were hoping to get some excitement, but it's already over here at the Players. Let's face it. All right, who else is here? Hey, wow. Let's talk a little steam here right now for this weekend, shall we? And I'm seeing right now the UCLA Bruins in their matchup against Utah State taking a little steam right now here for the games this weekend. We'll talk about it if there's some steam moves in college basketball, even though the games are days away. But we're seeing UCLA right now going up to 5.5 here at a few books. Who wants the Bruins against this Utah State team? I don't know if I do, but got my brackets here ready to go and talked about some of the. I'm probably a little top heavy in futures. I'm probably not going to be able to find one of these middle shots. Probably just have to hopefully get one of these teams to win. But I am on some futures here in the tournament. Teams like St. John's, Clemson, Tennessee, Iowa State, Illinois, Memphis, Creighton, Kansas. If Kansas wins, I'll lose money. Auburn, Alabama, SMU, San Diego State among my futures. Montana's getting steamed right now. Also, the underdog for this weekend, Montana Grizzlies taking a little action right now of all times. I'm not just making it up for the dramatics here. Montana is on the move here currently this morning in their matchup. They were a 17-point underdog in that matchup against Wisconsin, and we're seeing it down here to probably 16.5, maybe even 16 as Montana continues to take the steam against Wisconsin. Exciting game yesterday. Ooh, there goes my bracket. Exciting games yesterday. We had a real strong day with our premium picks. Here's Mississippi State taking action right now. The Bulldogs in their matchup. Everyone's talking about this 8-9 game with Baylor. Mississippi State is taking some steam here right now, and they're up to 1.5 point favorite or more right now. Nice to get a little action here on the board on this Monday. Anyways, good results for our premium picks here, my sports money premium picks over at winnable.com. And you can get my best picks over at Winnable. Hopefully today I'll give you some free picks here on the show in just a moment in the NBA, NHL, and stick around. You know what we have at the end of the show? A pick in Major League Baseball between the Dodgers and the Cubs. Look, we're going to be on tomorrow. That game might be over. Here is a play tomorrow at just so everybody knows, if you don't know already, uh, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific, with the matchup between the Dodgers and Yamamoto going up against the Cubs and Imanaga in that matchup in Japan. So we're ready for the season opener. We're going to give you a pick tonight on that game here on the show. Hopefully you're ready to go. If not, I'm giving you a heads up. Get your handicapping done and get a pick out there like me. We're going to be on the air after the first game, so we have to do it tonight to preview Major League Baseball. All right. Also, so great day with our premium picks. I had 2 premium sports money premium picks here yesterday in college basketball. We had Cornell and Yale game to go over as our premium pick winner, and UAB and Memphis game to go under as we went 2-0 in college basketball premiums. We also did have some winners here, including you guys that had George Mason over VCU plus the points. We know VCU got that win, but George Mason got home, got in, covered the spread there yesterday, as you guys had the winner, although our pick on Wisconsin did go down to defeat to cost the team steam consensus. I was on them with you, no problem there. But also we went 2-0 with our picks in the 2-1 with our sports money premium picks in the NHL. We had the Edmonton Oilers as a favorite yesterday, but we also had Utah and Vancouver game to go under, and we had some winners here on the show as well. Edmonton and Rangers game under. We also had the Utah Hockey Club, but NBA was pretty solid here on the show yesterday as we had Philadelphia and Dallas game to go over. We also had Atlanta and Brooklyn game to go over. We had the Toronto Raptors here on the show against the Portland Trail Blazers, and we also had the late game, the big game with the win, Oklahoma City, Milwaukee. We had the total under there as our winner here on the show, but premium pick winners also 3-1 in the NBA with Oklahoma City Thunder getting it done. We also had under in the Jazz and the Timberwolves, under in the Raptors and the Trailblazers. Also, we had the Brooklyn Nets. So 4-1 there in the NBA premiums. Combine that with the 2-1 in the NHL. That's 6-2. And then throw in 2 picks from the conference tournaments, and I went 8-2 there, I believe, on the sports money premiums. So don't forget, you can subscribe to my best picks over there at winnable.com. Could have went 8-2 yesterday. Hopefully that was worth your 50 cents. When it costs at $19.95 a month, when you use the promo code STEAM, brings the price down there a little bit as well. So this is how you support me on the channel, and you would have went 8-2 tailing my sports money premium picks sent directly to your phone. You can turn on the notifications and get picks from me, picks for days from me every day at winnable.com. So please check me out over there if you'd like more picks. I only spend a couple of hours with you here every day, so why not support me, subscribe, and it's browser based. You get sent directly to your phone. You can turn on the notifications. It's a payment process by Stripe, so everything is totally cool and legit, and it looks really cool, and it works really good for me and the followers. So please consider that. And you can use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. There's how you find me there. And that's how you get in touch. You can get in touch with me there too, as well as I'm keeping an eye on this golf tournament. Maybe hoping that Spawn can sink one there, but this thing's over with. So, all right, a few more comments here on the coverage. Let's see who we've got in the chat as well. If you're looking for a few more names like Flea Mathis here today, and Trevor liking Rory here. Johnny might be rolling with Rory right now. And James Parm here today. Thank you. Thomas is rolling. Good morning to Ron in the chat. I might have missed him there. And Thomas says, I think here it might be a case of bad nerves. Is he talking about JJ Spawn there a little bit? Hello to Cliff. Good morning to Cliff. And Odds Bunches here. Good to see you. Ready to go for the season. Oh man, I wish we could have. Okay, it's gonna be Mike Ham. Uh, okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm reading through this. So Mikey's gonna appear on on um, the Odds Bunch channel there. Let me know, Sharpie. I know that I told Mike. I said, can you go out and get Sharpie on the Sports Money Net? So I don't know. Sharpie's got some commitment, with his show. We know Sharpie's big. I was like, man, if we could get Sharpie's show on the Sports Money Network. So maybe Sharpie will give a little pick tonight on the game. But just one game. We're still a couple weeks away from the start of the season, but this is how they're starting the season in Major League Baseball. Like they have a few years here, but at least we don't have to play. So Padres don't have to play the Dodgers because they always crush us in the season openers. All right, a few more comments and we'll start the show, but I'm all fired up and ready to go. And see what we got. Rory putting for par here, so let's see what happens. And I think all the comments are in there in the chat. Rory missed his par putt here, but Spawn's already at 3 over, so it's going to take some kind of miracle for this to go more than 3 holes. All right. And use the promo code STEAM, by the way. Let's get started maybe with the show. I think we previewed all we can preview here. We don't have that long of a show, really. I mean, we've got a lot of games in the NBA. We got 5 in the NHL, but that's all we got for our Monday coverage here today. Unless you guys can think of something else. Like I said, the soccer card, not much interest there today. And obviously, we saw a lot of moves in the NFL over the weekend as well. And other controversies. Also, women's NCAA tournament. Talk about a little bit here and during the week. Okay. We have Billy talking about, Billy, they're just playing 2 games in Japan. Then those teams will come back and get ready for the start of the season. These 2 games over the next 2 days are official games from Japan with the Cubs and the Dodgers. Okay, let's get started on our games for today. Let's go to the NBA and preview the action here, getting down to business in the NBA and NHL. Even with this week here, tournament week. All right. Here we go. Get rolling now with the games tonight. The Heat taking on the Knicks on the road. A classic matchup here between the Eastern foes. And the Knicks are favored by 8. And the total here, 210.5 for the most part. We've seen a pretty stiff move to the under. I'd say it's probably 210.5, 211 or so. Even seeing 210 at the sharp books as this one has continued to move down here a little bit this morning between the Heat and the Knicks, the Miami Heat. I've been wrong on them a little bit here of late. Really thought that they would kind of turn it around here, and I don't know, could I go to the well once again with these guys today? It feels like I want to keep trying them here and losing a little bit of money here on them, figuring they'll get back on track eventually, but right now it doesn't feel too great with this Miami team and this losing streak right now for the Knicks. They at least come in having won 2 of their last 3 games overall. They did lose last time out. After winning a couple in a row, the Knicks lost to Golden State, 97-94. They did cover the spread in that one as they were getting 6 points in that game. The Knicks have been struggling here a bit. Both teams are pretty crummy against the spread, especially Miami as an underdog. Just 13-17 this season, also 13-21 overall against the spread on the road. As JJ Spawn is practically out here knocking people out with his wayward drives this morning. Rory didn't hit a great drive on that last hole either, but should be in enough position here to wrap this one up. Here, Miami's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games overall. They're 15-20 to the under on the road. The Knicks are a bit of a over team for sure, but of late they've been going steadily under, including each of their last 2 games. New York does beat up on these subpar teams. They've won 8 straight against teams that are sub 500 coming in, but New York has failed to cover in 7 straight games at home. So just wants to try to keep trying to get on somehow the Miami Heat here and just keep taking my lumps at this point. So let's see what you've got, if anything, here. The Heat and the Knicks tonight on our pretty big NBA card on Monday night. Robert here likes the under. And I think that might be it from you guys in the chat.
Steam play.
A little bit more steam coming in right now from some of our college basketball games that I want to keep track of here. With one of the play-in games. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That Tuesday play-in game between St. Francis and Alabama State. We're seeing some steam here to the under. This one opened as high as 142.5, and it's down to 140 here with St. Francis and Alabama State. Play-in game tomorrow. I think that one's tomorrow anyway. Basically tomorrow or Wednesday. All right. Not much from our chat all-star. Oh, Blue had the Knicks team total under here. Thank you, Jim, for liking and smashing and coming in here. And Josh Hard points and rebounds over for Thomas. Thomas has been expanding his menu. He's been liking the props, getting involved. So, all right, I'm going to Miami Heat again. I mean, can only keep donating with these guys so long, figuring that they'll turn it around. So Rory's put in finding his ball over here. He did kind of hit it off to the side, but should be okay. All right, Fernando on the over here in this one. Another steam move coming in at a play-in game right now. We've got another move to the under here in the matchup between St. Mary's and American. Play-in action. We're seeing a big move to the under, man. This one was as high as 134.5, and now it's to 130. Watch these under moves here this week from the sharps, I think, a little bit. All right, let's see here. Think that's it for this one. Not much from you guys with the Heat and the Knicks tonight, but I'm going to take the Heat again. I'll take the Heat for taking the Heat here time and again. I'm surprised you guys aren't making fun of me in the chat for keep going to the well with these guys. But like I said, at least the Knicks aren't covering anything either here right now at home. So still a little bit of points here in this one. But like I said, New York has failed in 7 straight games at home. So willing to take these points with Brunson out still here, of course. We did learn the news this weekend. I don't think we mentioned it on the show, but probably going to be out close to 2 more weeks with that injury. Wiggins is questionable. Burks is out. Robinson probable. Highsmith probable. Okay. Let's go next to the Pacers and the Timberwolves here. The Timberwolves are favored by 7.5, and the total here 228.5 here this morning with these two, with the Pacers on the road. Minnesota's been hot, man. Good on this Minnesota team that some other team is showing up, and maybe that this is the momentum that they can ride a little bit and try to put themselves back into contender role. We know we have problems with Minnesota. They're not a great cover team this season, but all of a sudden they have an 8-game winning streak here right now, and Indiana has gone 0-8 against the spread in their last 8 road games. So they're having some issues here for sure. Now, 4 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under, even though they'd meet just twice a year. For Indiana, they've definitely had some struggles, like we said, of late. Just 3-6-1 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. They're off that loss at Milwaukee. Uh, Last time out, lost by 7 points, 3.5 point underdog for Minnesota. They're on this roll here right now. They're covering some numbers too. Sometimes they've been favored by a few too many, but they've covered 13 against Utah. They covered 11 against San Antonio. They did fail as an 11-point favorite at home against the Magic, but nonetheless, doing a pretty good job here of late. Minnesota on this winning streak currently. So, see if you guys are looking at this one at all with Indiana taking on Minnesota tonight. Get your plays here. And I'll go to the chat right now. Thanks, everybody, for keeping me company here, watching this playoff on a Monday, St. Patrick's Day. All right. See if we got anything for this one. Blue is on the over here. Thomas is on Minnesota in this one. And Robert with significant injury news of Pascal Siakam. Gonna miss. He says here in this one, he's out of this game. Indiana's the only one with injury concerns, it feels like, here right now. And let's see. Billy Ho said he went with the Pacers, talking about Hallie is questionable, Miles Turner questionable, Naismith questionable. So there's some injury woes here for Indiana. James Farm, Minnesota, first quarter. And Robert likes the over in this one. I'm going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves to keep it rolling here today. Give me the Timberwolves in this one over the Pacers. I'm going to take them to keep rolling here right now. All right, it's been a disappointment here for JJ Spawn. That's too bad. All right. Is that it for us here in this one? I'll take the Timberwolves and lay these points.
Final.
All right, the action's wrapping up in China. I didn't get a Chinese Basketball Association card together last night. Let's see what we got here next up. The 76ers are going to take on the Rockets here in this one. The Rockets are favored by 15.5, and the total 222.5. This is not the best type of situation for the Rockets. I don't think is huge favorites, but they are on a bit of a roll again right now. Rockets are hot, coming in with a winning streak right now, and looking pretty good at this juncture here, getting it rolling again right now. And for the Rockets, also getting a few numbers here of late, although they did fail last time out against Chicago as an 8.5-point favorite at home. They did win by 3, 117-14. They were on a win and cover streak. They're back, ironically. Yes, you want to kind of go with the old Fred angle here. It's tough to ignore, right? They kind of wanted to, I don't know, poo-poo it a little bit when they first came back, and they didn't look all that perfect. But I don't know. All of a sudden, the Rockets are clicking, and Philadelphia's got a ton of injuries. Once again, everybody out. Maxey questionable. He may actually make the lineup. Oubre questionable. Drummond questionable in this one, but players have been out for a while. And also on this Philadelphia team, Houston, terrific, 26-21 as a favorite, and Philly just 17-23. But man, this one is so high, and who really wants to lay this big of a number? I guess it's the only way you could go. I'm probably gonna, find a way to maybe get on the. Could I really take the Sixers here and figure this one is one that the Rockets will just look past? I've got to have some of these guys in the lineup, even though I'm not a in the lineup type of guy. You figure sometimes if you have a really ragtag lineup, the other team just goes through the motions a little bit, and that's where I downgrade Houston's prospects in matchups similar to this. But we know they're the much better team right now, so maybe I'll see what's up here. Oh, did Minnesota, were they a consensus play? Oh man, I should have went to the total there, but that's okay. I'm on them. You're on them. That's fine. I would have went to the total maybe on that, but I like the total. I may have to go premium on the total here. Thank you, Thomas. That was Timberwolves. The over was the consensus. Okay, the over was the consensus. Okay, over was I think I'm seeing that.
System play.
Okay, I'm not so sure about that. So okay, that's fine. I think I'm seeing it right there with you guys. Thank you, everybody. Blue might go with the Sixers in this one. Abel, good morning. Nice to see you. And Billy Ho talking this tournament just about to end. A disappointing playoff for JJ Spawn. Robert on Philly here as well. Blue says maybe it's about the disrespect here finally. I don't know. I mean, this lineup, some of these guys probably just glad to be in the lineup. I actually don't disagree with you guys. I know what I said there about the total there. In that last game. Let me see here, though, in this game. All right, I'm going to do fact that I got a few people in here willing to go with Philly is going to at least make me comfortable here. Oh, look at Thomas says Philly's a consensus. Wow. I can't believe that you guys are either really, really sharp or not so sharp. I don't know. I'm going to go with you guys. I'm going to go if it's a consensus play, then I can just pass the buck when we lose and say, hey, you guys were on it. I'll take them too. I'll take Philly. Look. This is going to be a ragtag group in here, is what it looks like today for sure. With Philly, we know what we've been getting out of this team. I would think here you'd have a lineup of. I think Oubre probably make the lineup, and you're going to have Butler, Grimes, Oubre, Edwards, and Yabusele here. And look, I mean, you figure Yabusele's not going to have much success up against Sengun, but that's going to be a tough lineup. I'll take him. I'll take him here. There's no real good reason to take him other than the fact that I think maybe this is one that Houston could cruise through a little bit and maybe just not totally interested in a 30-point blowout. So I'm going to try Philadelphia here today. All right. Let's get on with the next one here with the Pelicans taking on the Pistons with New Orleans at home as a home dog here in this one. 7.5 to 32.5 or so here. Both teams come in off of a couple of losses of late. Detroit lost to OKC and Washington at home. So they've hit a little bit of a tailspin here, losing to those teams. Nothing wrong with the Oklahoma City loss. They may have been looking ahead after that first Washington win when they came back and lost at home 2 nights later, and then they got beat by Oklahoma City, and they did not cover in that game. For New Orleans, losses to San Antonio and Orlando in closely rated games, and they failed to get the money in those. So see what you want to do here, though, with the Pistons in this one, taking on the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. And we'll go to some of the numbers here with these teams. And the Pistons have been pretty terrific on the road, 21-11 against the spread. New Orleans struggling here of late, and they're 20-30 against the spread as an underdog this season. Still got to lay a little bit of a number here, 7.5 or so in this game with the Pistons. Let's go to the chat, I guess, and see what you guys might do in this one with Detroit on the road here against the Pistons tonight. And we've got Thomas starting us off on the Pistons. Blue is on the Pistons here and lay it. Billy Ho does like the Rockets back in that other game. Robert is on the Pels here. Want to report a steam move in college basketball tournament action. They're only going to get this first real sharp move one time and then they'll sort it out. But we're seeing a move to the under in the game between Alabama and Robert Morris. It was 167. We're down to 165 and a half here. It looks like by the time this one settles, steam to the under in that Alabama Robert Morris game. What is Robert Morris going to slow this team down? Maybe. Okay, we'll see. All right, Piston Ron G. Nice to have Ron G. Nice to see you, Ron. Pistons first half and whole game. He'll take the Pistons here in this one. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to be forced to make my call here in the game between Detroit and New Orleans here in this one. And I'm going to look to the under between the Pistons and the Pelicans. The Pelicans are definitely an over team right now, and the steam came in on the over here, but I'm going to take the under in this one with the Pistons and the Pelicans. Don't necessarily have the trends, I don't think, to get you off the game here. Oh, James Parham's on the over here. Whoops. Sorry about that, James. I just went under in this one between the Pistons and the Pelicans. That's okay. All right. Let's keep it moving here right now with our NBA coverage today and take a look at the Bulls and the Jazz in this one. You got the Bulls on the road. If we didn't have if baseball was going, we'd kick this one to the curb, but we'll preview them all today with our mediocre card for sure. Utah can't win right now. They're on a big losing streak. The Bulls were on a winning streak until they lost last time out. But, man, they were hot, remember, beating up on some teams, Orlando, Miami, Indiana, and Brooklyn. But then they lost last time out to Houston. They still got the money, and they're on a cover streak right now. Bulls have to be on the upswing here, chart-wise, if you will. Utah, we know how good of a cover they've been, but they've actually failed to cover each of their last two games against Minnesota and Toronto. They're actually favored in a game against Toronto, which was kind of funny, right? Because they've only been favored in two games all year. I don't think they got it done in either of those, but nonetheless, Utah was pretty hot as well. Utah has already beaten Chicago once this year, 135-126 on the road as a 7.5 point dog. Utah was able to knock this team off. So still right now, Bulls playing pretty well. And Utah, look, it's easy to talk about how bad this Utah team has been, but bottom line, if you still look at the profitability here a little bit, as a dog, Utah has been able to get some covers. It does seem like when they're healthy, they have a tendency to cover. I say healthy, they're one of the teams being investigated for resting the players a little bit too much, which is bizarre, right? Because you're Utah. All right, let's see what you got here. The spread is 5.5 and 240.5 here with Chicago and Utah. Chicago's 4-12 to the under as a favorite. That certainly has to be taken into consideration here. Nonetheless, it's a pretty high number, right at 240.5. Can you really consider going over with this Chicago team distinct there as a favorite? Still, Utah, we know they're all about the overs, 37-28 to the over as an underdog. So if you think of these, Utah team and all of their high-scoring games for the most part. But let's take a look and see if you guys want to do anything here in this one. All right, we've got. Thank you, Billy, for your hockey today. We'll get to the hockey here eventually. Jim also leaving his hockey here. Thank you, Jim. Blue likes the under here in this one. Thomas is on the Bulls here. Robert's on the under. And Terrell says the Bulls have been able to win in Utah, however. And Robert maybe leaning to the Jazz. Thomas is on the under here. And James Parm says take the over here in this one. All right. I'm going to take the Utah Jazz. Actually, is my play. Give me the Jazz in this one, plus the points against the Bulls. Yeah, the Bulls are looking pretty good. But look, if I try to analyze like I said, what I do is I go to the lineup. Collins is out. Uh, George is questionable. Clarkson is questionable. But if I've got Markkanen, I've got Kessler, I'm going to take the Utah Jazz in this one, plus the points here. All right. Looking for a good game, you guys. How about Memphis and Sacramento? It might be okay tonight. You got Sacramento, a 500 team. Memphis, of course, 20 games over 500. Sacramento's lost 4 straight coming into this one. Memphis has been pretty hot here of late, and they're coming off of a win last time out over Miami. They beat up Miami 125-91 a couple nights ago. Miami wasn't able to get anything together offensively. They struggled big time against Memphis. Memphis is 18-12 against the spread on the road. Although they've been having trouble covering of late, they're kind of getting to that point where, yeah, they're still expected to cover some big numbers each time out right now. But look, they come into this one as a dog. Sacramento just 10-18 against the spread at home, 18-23 against the spread as a favorite. So the worst role to a certain extent for the Kings here, but does feel like a spot for me that the Kings are supposed to get this one. Now, Memphis is 16-5 to the over as an underdog here. The Sharps are clearly going under, but I don't think I'm buying it. I think this one's going to be through the roof. And if anything, maybe we're getting a little bit of a discount here, all the way down now to 239, 238, 237.5. I've got 239.5 on screen. If I'm going under, I better put the right line up there. I'll call it 237.5 and go under as my play here on the Morning Steam Show. I'm going to go under in this one with Memphis and Sacramento. I think the Sharps are going to be clearly on the over here, but I'm not going to do it. The Steam came in on the under, I'm going over here. The Sharps are on the under here. The Steam came in on the under. I'm not buying it. Give me the over here. I'm going over. That might have been unfair to me to do that. I'll put 238.5, but it's mostly 237.5 out there, 238. I just typed in the wrong thing, but I'm going over. I'm going against this sharp move here. See, I don't always chase the Steam. I'm fading them here. Let's take a look and see what you guys have here in the chat. All right, Sacramento here for Thomas. Kind of agree with that, but I'm not ready to necessarily. Might be saving that pick here a little bit. Look, Memphis is doing great. Sacramento's going to get some wins here somewhere, I would think. All right, Jim Casey. Nice to see you, Jim. He's talking. I'll be previewing the Cubs and the Dodgers at the end of this show. Look, we're not going to be on the air until that game is going. It'll be over. By the time we're next on the air. Hey, here's Drift today. Thank you for joining us, Drift. He says minus 2.5. You mean handicap. Thank you, Drift. Appreciate that. Yeah, we list the spread on the screen there. That's what we do here on the Morning Steam. So really appreciate you, Drift. There. Yeah, we do sports handicapping here on the show and list the handicap there. Thank you. Appreciate that. Memphis for blue here, and Thomas might be on the over here in this one. Jim Casey says that's a 4 a.m. game on the East Coast. I think it's actually, Jim, I could be wrong. I think it's at 6:10 Eastern time and 3:10 Pacific. But let me know there if we're talking about the same thing, actually. And here, Billy Ho says Grizzlies first quarter over. Thank you there to Billy Ho. All right, I guess I'm on the over as my play in Memphis and Sacramento. All right, next up. Dirty Red says, "Hey, that's right in my," or no, Blue said that's right in my regular wake up. Me too. It'd be great timing, Blue. I get up and watch the game, handicap the card here, and well, what can you say? Good, um, good. To watch a Major League Baseball game that is, while I'm looking at the card, preparing for our show. Hey, speaking of hockey, the Buffalo Sabres are getting steamed right now in their matchup today against Boston. We'll preview the NHL in just a moment, but Buffalo was plus $1.05, and right now they're going to be down to minus $1.05 here. It looks like Buffalo taking the steam on the road against Boston today. All right. Appreciate that. Let's go to the next one here now, and we've got the Nuggets and the Warriors. A pretty good game here right now with these two teams and what's going on with the Warriors and this hot streak. What a stroke of genius here! When pretty easy to figure out, they've acquired Butler and the winning has begun. So, hey, say what you want about uh, Jimmy Buckets here, but he's helped turn this situation around. Look, the Warriors were plodding along; they were probably going to, you know, make the playoff, but they didn't really have a reason to get fired up for the future. I said when the trade went down, you would think that in a normal, I don't know, season or presumptions of acquiring a player like Butler to a franchise like the Warriors, that would immediately put them into some type of uh, stronger playoff contention. I think that's apparent here right now. Yeah, they might have some vulnerabilities in this lineup, but hey, when you've got the superstars, right? The multiple superstars. So Pajemski's out of this game. Curry is on the injury report, questionable in this one, but so is Jokic. He's questionable as well. Murray questionable. Gordon questionable. Are these guys going to make the lineup? Brown is probable for Denver in this one. Let's see what you guys think of this matchup between the Golden State Warriors, red hot here, and Denver alternating wins and losses here of late. They're coming in off that loss to Washington. Hey, we were on Washington against Denver in that one, so don't always take those big chalks, right? All right, here we go. Take a look at this one between the Nuggets and the Warriors here. I'm drifting to the total over. Denver is 11-6 to the over as an underdog. The Warriors do trend over just a little bit. The series has been an under series. But recently they went under when they met back in December, 119-115. The total was right about the same as it is now. Denver was a favorite at home on that night, got the win. They own the series currently. Denver kind of dominates the Warriors here of late. The steam came in on the under, but I want to go over with this matchup between the Nuggets and the Warriors tonight. That's going to be my pick on this game. I'm going over with Denver and Golden State. Pretty big number, 236. It's up to 237 at some of the square books. I'm going over tonight with Denver and the Warriors. All right. Okay, Robert. Oh, I didn't know Robert wasn't much of an MLB better there. Interesting. Thomas likes Golden State. And let's see here. Robert going over here in this one. And let's see. I think that might be it from you guys in the picks there. Blue says if Denver wins, there's probably going to be more of a defensive game there. Yeah, maybe. It may be for sure. And the Warriors are obviously hot. Ron there talking, he still wants to know about, obviously there's some injury concerns in this game. But, hey, I got to make my call here on the morning steam early, of course. So I'm going over here in this one. All right, we've got a few more here in the NBA on this Monday. Rory holding this trophy. Great. Hey, this is the fifth major here, remember. It's a great tournament to win. All right, the Raptors and the Suns here in this one, and you got a story of two teams that are anyway. When you talk about spread wise, right? Toronto's been good to us here again of late. Yeah, the numbers have been good all season for the Raptors, and well, maybe we got them in a decent spot here again. The Raptors are doing pretty well. They got the number at Portland. Pardon me, last night. Obviously, they're on a back to back here right now, getting these points. Must be halfway through the show. I'm already losing it. All right. Uh, they were on a 3-game winning streak. They did lose last time out to the Blazers, but they got the money again as Toronto continues to be a great spread team this season. 40-25 against the spread overall, 19-12 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, Phoenix 11-20 against the spread at home, 14-24 against the spread as a favorite. Phoenix has been better of late, getting some of these numbers at home, including the game against Sacramento, but they looked pretty poor against the Lakers, losing by 9 last night in that game there yesterday afternoon. Remember, we ignored the game there, and that was my only premium pick loser, was that Laker game. So maybe we should make sure we do all the games on the show and get it right. All right, let's see what you guys do here, though. Toronto and Phoenix. I think, Phoenix 12-20 to the under at home. Toronto 14-18 to the under on the road. Let's go to the chat, though, and see which you're taking here. Hey, Justin's here. He says sports money is money. I've got a tournament Steam move right now coming in. It's on the game between UC San Diego and Michigan. That much talked about game is moving higher on the total. It was 141. It's up to 142.5 here right now with Michigan and UCSD Steam to the over in that game everyone's talking about. Maybe it's just me. All right. Also, Justin says he's got the Raptors here. Justin made a video on that. Where is that video, Justin? Why aren't I getting Justin videos here? Where do I need to go to see the Justin videos? And why don't I know about the Justin videos? Nasty Nate likes the Suns in the first quarter. Good morning to Nate. Thank you for all of the work you do for me, Nate, here. It is so much appreciated. Thank you again for moderating in the chat every time. Okay, so Raptors and the Suns here. Let me make my pick, I guess. I think you guys have chimed in here enough, so to speak. I've got to take the under in this one as my play. Maybe you got the gist of what I was doing there with the side. It's probably going to be a premium somewhere for me here, but all right. Okay, Justin, great. I'll be watching for that over there across the street. Thank you very much. Great job, Justin. Robert led to the leading Suns. Ron on the Suns here. And I think Billy Ho likes the under here with me. Thank you, Billy. All right. That's going to do it for that one between the Raptors and the Suns. Let's go move on here. Just a couple more. We'll get to the hockey, and hey, we'll be out of here but before the top of the hour for sure. All right, let's take a look here at this one now between the Wizards and the Trailblazers. Look, we're not afraid to go to the Wizards when we need to, but look at this spread. It's getting pretty low against the Trailblazers team. They are up and down maybe a little bit here of late. We know that they had that great run, but I don't know. They came back and got the win against Toronto yesterday. There did not cover. So, that has to be considered that maybe they're not all the way back here, but we were on Toronto and the under yesterday is winning plays in this matchup. Washington has won 2 games in a row. Break them up here right now. The Wizards looking pretty good for them anyway, but come on, 3-game cover streak here or something. They were getting double digits in those last 2 games, but were able to pull off the victories against Detroit and Denver. Credible wins. So what you can say about that is that Washington, yeah, maybe the tankathon is in, but the players have done a little bit of a nice job here, not totally giving up. And hey, we've been on Washington a little bit in the right spots, but is this the right spot necessarily today with this matchup? Let's see what you guys think in this one between Washington and Portland. Portland 19-14 against the spread at home, just 5-5 against the spread as a favorite, but still the Wizards 29-35 against the spread as a dog, 14-18 against the spread on the road. Portland won back in February, 129-121. Got the money on the road in the matchup. Let's go to the chat here in this one with Washington and Portland. I know what I'm doing already, and I kind of want to. I'm not sure of the total, so I'm just going to have to take the side. But I've got the Portland Trailblazers for sure in this one. Very reasonable number here. Maybe maybe we're thinking the Wizards have woken up, but usually it's hard to win 3 games in a row when you're really bad, or maybe even stay in the game. Let's see what you have here. Justin's on the Blazers. Thomas is on the Blazers here. I think Billy might be on the under here. Blue on the Blazers in this one. I think Thomas is saying, how do you get the team, right? How do you get the team members themselves to buy into the tanking? And what I think that's what Thomas is saying. And what it is usually is a manipulation of the general manager to make sure that maybe the best roster isn't on the team. And here's Blazers and Blazers make a consensus play here. Makes sense. I mean, maybe we're just, getting a little square there, but you know what? If I'm gonna be going against the Wizards, it's probably going to be after they've won a couple of games. Again, I think we've done a nice job being on the Wizards at the right time a little bit. Blazers to cover here, getting blown out, not getting respect. Yeah, you're right, Terrell. They didn't. That's why they got that good spread record. Maybe it caught up to them a little bit here, but they just weren't winning games either of late, right? And Billy Ho talking about. He's talking about Avia there. Okay, thanks. That's it for that one. We got one more tonight. Good. Well, I say good game, not a great game here, obviously, but the Lakers is a big favorite, but still for the Lakers, personnel issues a little bit. Not only we have LeBron out, but we know that Luka is kind of hobbling along here a little bit, not on the injury report today. So let's just make it clear. For San Antonio, Bassi out. For the Spurs, Hachimura is questionable. Here in this one, the Spurs are having, some pretty big issues here of late. Ever since Wemby went down, they've definitely been not looking as good, but they did win against New Orleans last time out. They've actually won 2 of their last 3 games. They also beat Dallas recently. So the Spurs have won 2 of 3. The Lakers were on a losing streak, remember? Ever since things went down a little bit with LeBron and his injury here, but they did win against Phoenix last time out and got the money as a favorite at home. Here they're just probably favored by maybe a pretty stiff number here. Lakers still 22-11 against the spread at home this season, and the Spurs just 13-19 against the spread on the road. It's not a great trend necessarily for the Spurs here, but you just wonder about the Lakers' ability to cover a number by double digits here at this point when, we've seen Luka on that list. Look, it's a clean injury report for the most part for the Lakers, other than LeBron. But oh man, again, the Lakers cover double digit here. Let's go to the chat and see what you got. I think Johnny Walker might be on the Lakers here. NYC Bar is here. Likes the Blazers game to go over. Yeah, I think Luke is in there for sure. Uh, Abel. So I think you're on the Lakers here. I don't think Luke is missing this one. No indication he's going to miss this one. Robert's on the Lakers. And cakes are usually square. Cake by the ocean. Thomas says the Lakers are a consensus play. Okay, I better pivot to the total because I was going to go with the Spurs. So okay, let's see. Let's just let you guys let's you guys pick the side in this one. I'll back off here. I thought the Lakers would be. I think this is one I feel like they'll be. Let's just win. Let's just win. And Billy Ho says he likes the under big time here, but Robert is going over here. And Terrell says a bit, that whole thing where we bought the tickets and the players are out. Okay. And we've seen the Spurs with some big overs lately, big over numbers, I think it was, is what I'm saying lately for sure. Some, they don't give anything up. NYC Bar says Lakers consensus play. Yep, Lakers consensus play for sure. All right, I'm on the over here now. You guys are taking that consensus on the Lakers. I'll back off here a little bit. I figured they might not be all gung ho in a blowout here and would make it interesting. So I'll back off and I'll just take the total over here with the Spurs and the Lakers. All right. Terrell says this is one where the Lakers have some fun tonight. Okay. All right, that's it for the NBA. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions in the chat. Let's go to our NHL card here. 5 games. Stick around. We've got Major League Baseball regular season game prediction, Cubs and Dodgers. And I want your picks as well in that game if you're ready. We did get just a prelude to it. Mookie Betts he's sick, and he is going to miss, I believe, both games. The first game for sure. Mookie Betts sick, under the weather here. He's been really sick, and read that interesting story about Kristaps Porzingis. Look, they don't call it COVID anymore, and maybe the illnesses are shy of COVID, but these guys are getting sick right now. We're getting pretty much knocked out. We've seen illness here this season. We're going to deal with sickness, okay? It's a virus, man. It mutates, and it's different every year, okay? Who knows? In 20 years, maybe we'll get another one that'll knock out half the, hey, it was a tragedy, okay? I don't want to make light of COVID. Okay, now let's go to our card here with New Jersey and Columbus. Check out the goalies here. Make sure we're good to go. But we've got Markstrom here going up against Berzikins, and we've got the Columbus Blue Jackets after all. Come on, the Columbus Blue Jackets at home. Hey, if you just sat there and bet the Columbus Blue Jackets and tried to max it out all season and just bet them at home, you're probably doing better than you're probably retired at this point. They've been awesome, of course. Totally the most profitable home team in the league. Yeah, they're starting to give it back. Maybe the jig is up. The Blue Jackets have lost 3 straight, including their last 2 games here at home to the Rangers and the Knights. So, tough team certainly. And the Devils are no slouch here, coming in 10 games over 500. Of all the good teams, the Devils feels like to be the most overlooked. I don't have many futures. It's not like college basketball where I have half the field, it feels like, with my 10 or so futures there. But I don't have many futures plays in the NHL. The Devils are one of them. Whether or not it was a good play or not, maybe I took it early enough. in the season, way earlier in the season. But anyways, the Devils come in here. Having won 3 of their last 4, they are off a loss to Pittsburgh, an embarrassing loss, 7-3 on the road the other night. But they were on a 3-game winning streak, and it's been a pretty good season for the Devils, certainly. But still, going up against a Blue Jackets team that are simply money at home, I'm going with the under in this one between New Jersey and Columbus here as my play on the Morning Steam show. It kind of feels like I think I like the side and the total here, but like I said, we're continuing to roll on Columbus. It feels like even with a couple of losses here, and maybe it's not the most profitable play here at plus $1.15 or so here. It feels like right now with the Columbus Blue Jackets. They are 20-8 straight up at home this season. New Jersey 19-15 on the road. Give them some certainly some credit here. I mean, come on, New Jersey's got a great power play this season, and worthy of favoritism here, but I'm going to take the under, though, as my play at 6, maybe 6 under 15 or so right now, it feels like anyway. So let's see what we've got here in this one with you guys there. Abel likes the Dodgers to sweep that series. Jim Duweiger is ready to go here, ready with the everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung. Abel ready to make the call. Billy Ho says, what's got? Blue Jackets at home and the Bulls on a parlay. How about that? Oh, that's terrible, Jim. Yeah, Mookie's definitely had a rough time of it, they said. And hopefully he's okay. But there was an article. I didn't finish that thought. Go if you want to read it in ESPN. Porzingis talking about how he got sick. It's embarrassing, right, to be sick, and people saying, "God, you can't even play through a virus. You can't be like Michael Jordan when you can't even get out of bed." And look, I don't know. I'm not the healthiest guy around here right now, but I've never got knocked out by the virus. Maybe it's the fact that I was triple vax, quadruple boosted. All right. Let's see here. Jim Duweiger likes the over, but NYC Bar likes the under, and Blue likes the Jackets. All right, I'm on the under there with that one. Next up, Buffalo and Boston tonight. Got the Sabres here on the road at the Bruins. Bruins favored. But we did see that steam come in, so the Bruins are still favored, but barely. Maybe a pick 'em now. The Sabres have not moved to the favorite yet, but this sharp action is definitely on Buffalo here this morning. I'm showing it at Bet Online ever so slightly. The Bruins favored also at circa. Also, Boston still favored. Boston's lost 2 in a row here to Tampa Bay and to Ottawa. Buffalo coming off a win over BGK at home, so they did a nice job there in that one. But that steam did come in here, obviously, on Buffalo. Buffalo just 9-19 on the road this season. Boston 19-12 at home here. So you are getting a discount here. It's just a matter of do you think that this sharp move, this move, definitely a move on Buffalo, is something to be legit? Take a look here and see what you guys think in this one. I'll go to the chat. Just checking the goalies here real quick. See if we got any confirmations here this morning. Doesn't look like it. Greaves is likely in that Blue Jackets game, so that may throw some people, Look, Columbus still great at home. I know I saw some of you commenting there, but Greaves will be in goal. Only his sixth start of the season for Columbus. But okay, let's see what we got here with Luukkonen and Swayman. Swayman, 3.07 goals against. Luukkonen, 3.21. Let's go to the chat here right now, and we've got Steam play. Let's see here. Nasty Nate to start us off. He's got the Bruins to smash. And this one, the LA Kings are getting steamed right now up to $1.45 or so. It looks like by the time this one stops moving, the Kings, they're up to $1.50 now at Bet Online. Some big time steam coming in right now on the Kings. We'll preview it in just a moment. Redbeard's on the Sabres. Ron G likes low eye. NYC Bar Buffalo on the puck line. Good to have Aubrey Travis in the chat. All Stars today says take the Bruins to smash. Blue says Sabres game to go under. He likes an exact score line there of 3-1. Billy Ho's on a little Boston action here. Robert likes that Buffalo move. And what does Blue say? He says the Boston only scores 2 when they're hot. Let me make my call in this one. Robert's got the under here. And Billy said, remember when Boston was winning? Ron said, lower total. I got you, Ron. All right, I'm going to make the call. Oh, what do we got? All right, I'm going to make my call in this one. And I got to take the Boston Bruins here at home with a little bit of a discount. I think that's going to be my pick. I feel like I'm going to have a premium on the total here for sure, but give me Boston tonight. Flyers and Lightning here in this one. Lightning going to be a big favorite, 275, 5.5 over at -120. Could be 620 at some spots still here with Philadelphia struggling for sure. They just lost to Tampa Bay the other night, or they just beat Tampa Bay 4-3 the other night at home for their only win. It feels like over the last couple of weeks they've been struggling. Philadelphia just 15-33 as an underdog. They are 25-23 as a puck line dog. They're 18-14 on the puck line at home. For Tampa, though, they're 25-23 as a puck line favorite. They've done a nice job as a puck line favorite. Tampa Bay's gone under in 6 of their last 10, including one push of 13-18 to the under at home this season. In addition to the game the other night, 4-3 for Philadelphia. Philadelphia also won here in Tampa back in November, 2-1. So we'll go to the chat here real quick, see what you have in this one with Philadelphia and Tampa here tonight. That's a pretty big price, man. $275, no matter how you look at it. I don't know if Tampa should win here. Philadelphia not looking great again. Let's see. Roberts on the Lightning on the puck line here. NYC Bar is going to lean Lightning puck line. It's kind of what I want to do too. It just feels like I guess I'll do that with this high price and take Tampa on the puck line today. Probably my least favorite game here. I like the total a lot. I'm gonna. Maybe we could reduce it here. Tampa in regulation. I usually play just puck line or, when I do the show, right? Puck line or money line, side or total over or under. I know I keep it very basic, but my picks do include the other bets, if you will. Okay, if you know what I'm. Let's see here. Billy Ho likes the under in the Lightning. Blue Jackets over, it looks like. Blue on the Flyers here. His price looks even a little high, even with these guys. But all right. Got a couple more on the ice tonight. Here is the Flames taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs in a Canadian matchup for sure here. A good game, I would say. Toronto 220. Both teams coming off a couple losses here right now. Toronto lost to Ottawa and to Florida. Last couple of games at home, and they've been struggling here a little bit for sure of late. Have the Maple Leafs, but so have the Flames. Lost to Colorado and to Vancouver. The last couple out here. Uh, Calgary is 23-18 as a puck line underdog. Toronto 21-27 as a puck line favorite, but still could have the upper hand here against the Calgary team that has cost a quarter of a unit per outing here on the road this season. Let's go to the chat here in this one. You got a Toronto team 11-21 to the under at home. Calgary 11-19 to the under on the road. So see what you got here in this game between Calgary and here's Blue on the Flyers back on that other game. NYC Bar likes that Maple Leafs game here to go under in this one. And not much. Another blowout, another $2 game here, making it a little bit tough maybe on the chat. I'm going to try one more puck line favorite tonight. I'm going to take Toronto in this matchup. They own this series here. They've already won. They won last month at Calgary 6-3. They won in January at Calgary 4-3. They won at home 5-4. In the other three meetings so far this year, two of them were by one goal. Tonight, though, I'm going to try the puck line. Billy Ho says, I'm going to try the Flames on the puck line here. Maybe the price is decent enough now. I'm getting a little bit chalky here, a little bit square. I'm taking the Leafs. I like these totals tonight. I got to like these totals with these $2 favorites out there. One more on the ice. It's going to be the Kings coming in against the Wild and Goose Robson. Gus, let's fix that. There we go. And we've seen that steam come in a little bit here on the Kings this morning. The total here heavily juiced to 5.5 under. Maybe even $1.40 at a lot of spots right now. Heavy juice to the under. Probably one of the biggest unders of the season so far with this one at 5.5 under 35. The Kings are hot. They're hot, and that's good because that means the Kings also, right now, look, these are key moments for the Kings, and they're on a winning streak here. Minnesota, they're struggling all of a sudden. They've lost to St. Louis and to the Rangers at home. They lost to Pittsburgh at home. They're having, some issues here for sure right now. Kings did win the last meeting at home back in December 4-1, but they also won here at Minnesota back in November 5-1. So they've kind of had their number here. It's just a little bit tough. It's a little bit of a price here on the road. The Kings aren't great. They aren't necessarily profitable on the road. They're just 13-17 on the road overall, but Minnesota's kind of been a road team. They're 15-15 straight up at home, and that's a team that's 12 games over 500. So they actually don't play their best hockey at home. They play a little better on the road, one of those teams. So see if you guys like this one here with, here's Robert. He's going to have to start a new streak tonight. No goal in the first 10. And I think that's it from you guys here in the chat. Thank you, Abel. We're going to preview it right now. We're next up. Dodgers Cubs. He's got that sphere Dodger ball. All right, Robert says Kings are 0-5 the last 5, while they're 1-4 in the last. In the first period. Yeah, okay. Kings. We know the Kings are winning games overall. All right. I'm trying the Kings tonight as a favorite on the road. I'm going to do it. Give me the Kings to win tonight. All right. And Billy Ho likes the wild puck line heavily juiced today. Hey, that's going to do it for hockey. Let's go to the baseball game. So Dodger game, batter up. We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The crowd is here to have a ticket or two. From Walla Walla, Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a great day for the opening of the baseball season with the Dodgers and the Cubs. Tonight from Tokyo, Japan, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. You guys are already talking about in the chat. Opening of the baseball season here. Just 2 games, and then we'll open the season again in a couple of weeks. But no doubt, excited to watch this one here and get it going for the season. So let's take a look here. Like we said, Mookie Betts will miss the first games of the season. Hopefully he'll be healthy, rested, and ready for those big bad Dodgers once the regular season gets going. And for the Dodgers, expected lineup here. See what you guys think of the players in this one. You got guys like Otani, my man Tommy Edman, Freddie, Teoscar, Muncy, Will Smith, Conforto, Taylor, and Kike for the Dodgers. The Cubs, Happ, Suzuki, Tucker, Bush, Swanson, Armstrong, Shaw, Amaya, and Birdie in there in this one. So you got to figure this don't sleep on this Cubs lineup this season. That's for sure. I would think, but see what you guys think maybe in this one. Yamamoto and Imanaga here ready to go tonight. You guys can make your plays or suggestions here in this one. Dodgers taking on the Cubs from Tokyo. And I'm not ready to ride necessarily into the trends here, even with some of the international games. I think it might be a bit of a moot point here for the most part, but I know what I like in this one. Let's see if you guys are commenting on it and ready to go. Wish it was ready to go this morning. All right. Dable says, I'm going to bed early to get up for this one. And we'll be here to recap it, I guess, huh? Maybe the game will still be going when we're on the air. There's a possibility, but it'd have to go 3 hours. It'd have to go extra innings because that just doesn't happen anymore. Although they did play the exhibition games over there with no pitch clock. They kind of went to the Japan rules a little bit. No pitch clock in those preseason games over there. Abel talking a little Kings there. The NYC Bar likes the over in this one. And I'm going to go with NYC Bar. I'm going with the over in the game between the Dodgers and the Cubs. Okay, I think that's going to do it. We'll let you guys comment a few more times in here. Here's the first year fee of the year for Blue. Robert likes the under here in this one. Uh-oh, Robert and I went against each other. Maybe without Mookie, maybe the offense will be down a little bit. Dodgers run line and over for Abel. Abel says maybe the game will still be on, Ramon. It's, in Japan. Maybe it'll be there. Tex, nice to see you. He's ready for some MLB as well. Yeah, we just wish the season was continuing after it started a little bit, right? We got to, this is just 2 games. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Hopefully you guys are commented on and let's get our consensus parlay out there and wrap it up. Thank you for joining me this morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Mikey didn't send me a green shirt. I don't think I'd want one, but I don't have any green here. I want to, always represent my sports money with my crusty, dirty shirts. Okay, let's go to my commercial here real quick as well. Hey, if you want to get more plays from me today, including that my pick on the Dodgers and the Cubs, I think will probably be on the service here tonight. You can go over to winnable.com/Ramon and use the promo code STEAM, save 20%. Sign up for my plays. This is how you support me on the show. Get my picks for $4 a day, $8 a week, $20 a month. This is how you support me on the Sports Money Network. If I could, if I could totally do it without your support and come on here, maybe I'd probably do that too. This is my total motivation, man, in life at this point. Hey, I'm on the downside, and waking up every day to know that I've got a couple dozen of you, several dozen of you joining me here in the chat, that makes me feel great. So keep it up and subscribe to my picks over there at Winnable, and I'll come back again and do it tomorrow with our baseball previews. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Let's do the contest now. I really had a fun day here watching the golf. I wish it was going. I was hoping that it would go all morning, and be like, oh, they're on the 5th hole, 6th hole, but it was a little bit too much for JJ Fad.
Steam playing.
All right, let's do the drawing here real quick and see who wins the consensus parlay. Thomas has already put it up there. Here's what you got. Everybody, you got a good 4-teamer here right now. Redbeard, what is going on with McDonald's not taking the break? You show them YouTube right now and put me up on screen, and I'll talk to the lady here. What is going on, Redbeard? If you can't get your McDonald's order, I don't know what's going on. Because I was just about to head there and get me some McMuffins here, possibly. Jermaine's here showing up. He typed his name in, so he's in. Anybody who's typed in is in. Here we go. Let's go to the contest drawing. Jim, Drift, Hernando, Gerardo, Blue, Justin, Flea, Thomas, Ron G, Joe T, and it's, of course, our man, Justin McKelvey. Make sure you check Justin out across the street with his segment today. His video probably be coming on here in just an hour or two. Appreciate that, everybody. Thanks for joining me, Morning Steam Show. Justin wins again. Come on. Jim says the McDonald's app is clutch. It is, because not only you got to use the app every time, right? You're going to always have a promo or a discount in there if you keep ordering, right? You're always going to get a free item or something. So you got to do it. You got to use the apps for all the fast food places if you're a fast food expert like me. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here. We'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. We'll catch you here tomorrow. Enjoy the start of the baseball season and get ready for the madness.
Cash, then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.